I was born in Melbourne, Australia, 1982, and my parents had no idea that I was going to be born without arms or legs. I was the only one that I ever saw without limbs. After 7 years of wondering why I was born this way, he answered me very clearly through John chapter 9. And I gave my life to Jesus at 15 after reading about how he came across a man who was born blind. And I'm like, hey, hold on a second, this looks interesting. And no one knew why he was born that way. I'm like, perfect. So I read on, and in verse 3 of the 9th chapter, Jesus said, it was done so that the works of God would be revealed through him. And I'm like, wow, God, if you had a plan for the blind man, you do have a plan for me. And that was the beginning of my personal relationship with Jesus. Youth groups were starting to call me, churches were starting to call me.
How can people live a life without limits?
Well, first,
and the labels we hate most.
Right. Let me do a three-prong answer. Number one is they always said, Nick, you don't know what you can achieve until you try it. And so they didn't know that I could actually write with my little foot until I started writing. Until I started typing, they didn't know if I could type. Until I started swimming, they didn't know if I could swim. And so we, first of all, have the greatest power in reaching our full potential with no limits. So first of all, there is a truth that, of course, I'm not going to become a professional footballer, right? There is a limit to that. I can't play soccer like the professionals, so obviously that's out of the game. So we're going to understand that, yes, not everything is possible, and not an attitude doesn't fix everything, and time doesn't heal everything, but at the same time, you have the power to try, and if you fail, try again.
How did you take the first step?
Basically, my parents said, Nick, come on, do something, you try something. When I try to reach for something off the bookshelf and I couldn't get it, I'm crying, no, try again. Think outside the box. You try get it.
They didn't ask your sister to go and get it for Nick.
No. They even told me, stop asking your brother and your sister to help you, and you do what you can. There are some things, Nick, that you can't do, but you still should try anyway. See your limitations, and then embrace that fact of knowing that, yes, it's okay to ask people for help, but you need to do everything you can do. And then your hope and your happiness is not limited to what you achieve in the end. It's you being happy in understanding the difference of what you can change, what you can't change. We got married on the 12th of February, 2012. And so it was really cool. The way that I proposed to her, we put the ring in a little cake.
How did you do it?
We put in a cream puffs. So there's like little round pastry cakes with custard inside. And so we made about 16 at the bakery, put one of them with the ring in. And so she fed me. And it was, of course, the one with the ring. And I finished up the cake in my mouth. And I said, baby, let me kiss your hand. And so she's not suspecting anything. So I'm kiss her hand, and I put the ring all the way down her finger. And she's looking at me, going all the way down her finger. She's like, what are you doing, sucking my finger like that, right? And then I pull back, and she sees the ring, and she starts crying. And I said, baby, I love you. I want to spend the rest of my life with you. Will you please marry me? And she cried for 2 minutes, and I said, and she said, yes, yes, yes. So it was pretty cool.
Nick is such a romantic person. When Nick met Kane, he said, I may not have hands to hold my wife's hands, but I don't need hands to hold her heart. Oh, that's too sweet. It's a love at first sight. And, well, your love story is overwhelmingly contagious and touching. It's a testimony.
All my life, I've loved adventure. All my life, I've desired to live fully. All my life, I've purposed to dream big, to try those things that seem impossible. And when people try to tell me that I can't, my only response is, why not? Just because I was born with no arms or no legs doesn't mean I can't accomplish great things. I love life and everything it has to offer. I wanted to end my life. I tried to end my life. This is too much for me. Life put me down like this. I'm down here, face down, and I have no arms, no legs. It should be impossible for me to get back up. I will try 100 times to get up, and if I fail 100 times, if I fail and I give up, do you think that I'm ever going to get up? No. If I fail, I try again, and again, and again. for as long as I try, there's always that chance of getting up. Like this. You are worth more than diamonds. No goal is too big. No dream is too far-fetched. It's as big as you can dream.